Hello everybody, what's going on? How you guys doing today? And welcome back to another episode here on the Obsidian Order SMP. I am temporarily back from said hiatus that I mentioned in the last episode. I told you guys that I'm going to be moving down to Florida, hopefully, is the goal. And so I went down there to prep some things down there. Ended up not prepping anything at all, but that's a little bit about my personal life. So there you are, and that's why you haven't seen an episode from the old Squid Boy in a good hot minute. And guys, I gotta say, happy to be back on the server. Today, we're going to be having a little bit of fun. It's competition time, baby! You know what that means? You probably don't. On the Obsidian Order, we do have the occasional build battle where we decide a random topic and then we build on that topic. And then we compete for blood sport. And then we kill each other to the death. I can't say that. Unalive? I think we say unalive now. We unalive each other. Oh, it just sounds so lame. The last time we did one of these build battles, the topic was brownstone. And what a brownstone is basically an old-style townhome that you see in, like, New York or old-timey. Not old-timeys. They're not really old. You could build a new brownstone, but they look a little bit old. Big city builds, like townhomes. Like this, for example, that was mine. I built 4 townhomes in one plot. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody else only did 1. Get out of there, slackers. I tied with first. But these ones are just too good. And it was just a blast. It's a blast. Everybody on the server, they are phenomenal builders. So I'm excited to see what they build this time. Though it's not going to be as straightforward as brownstones. Like brownstone as a topic is kind of a straightforward topic. You know the style that you're going to build, so on and so forth. This topic is a little bit wonky. Today's building competition topic is self-reflection building competition. Or that's what I dubbed it. I don't know if that's the actual name for it. But that's what it's dubbed. Let me just give you the rundown of what the Discord says. It's probably going to be better than me just making something up. Okay, I see here it is not dubbed the self-reflection competition. It's called something different, but I'm going to have issues pronouncing it. It's the individuality I think that was close. That's got to be the closest I got. Individuality. The more you say it, I think it sounds wrong. Here's the word. It's up on the screen. That's the type of competition it is. And there are 3 things that we are going to be building on. 1, you have to be able to distinguish the individual who built that build, right? So I got to build something that is individual. There you go. I pronounced that one. To me specifically. So when somebody sees that build, they say, oh, that's Cranky right there, man. That's a Cranky build. That is number 1. 2, there's got to be personality in the build, okay? Once again, you got to be able to tell that it's me based off of my personality. So that's going to come into play here very, very strongly. And then the third one, it says separate or distinct existence. Don't know what that means. Long story short, it says, who are you? Express your individuality. Oh, I think that was really, I'm getting better. And tell us who you are via your build. This could be something like a totem, a building you walk through to tell a story, or a piece of art which expresses your individuality. Oh, you just got to take it slow. So basically the build is just got to be us, right? It's got to be very specific to us. Tell people who we are and show people how we can build. What's our style? What's our personality? And honestly, I think I build with a lot of personality. This right here didn't just come up out of nowhere. I think I threw my heart and soul into that bad boy. Now, first things first, I gotta do a little bit of soul searching. Like, I know that my builds are a little bit complicated or a little bit wonky-donkey with some random details thrown in random places, and it really doesn't make sense from time to time. But I think I want to stick to something very specific. I want to go into this building competition with absolutely no plan. 0 plans. Just start throwing blocks at the wall and see what sticks. This is something I've been experimenting with a lot lately in my personal life, actually. I just got back from New Orleans not too long ago. And in New Orleans, I realized there was a lot of artists that were doing some really cool things. And I wanted to try to emulate that to some respect. So I started painting with a little bit of watercolors. And what I wanted to do, there's a paint style, I can't remember what it's called, but it's essentially you pour watercolor on a piece of paper and you look at the shape it makes. And you just make something based off of that shape. Like, what do you see? It's like one of those, like you go to a psychiatrist and they say, what do you see in this ink blot? That's what I like to do when I paint. So I've done some pieces already that I'm really proud of. I'm actually putting them on the screen right now for you, so you can kind of see what I'm talking with. I basically just poured water on a piece of paper, and then I took a Sharpie and did some really cool doodles around it. And I had a lot of fun. And they turned out pretty, I think, in my personal opinion. What do you guys think? But I was thinking it would be cool to do something similar in Minecraft. We don't have water paint, unfortunately, or watercolors, but we do have a little bit of randomization when it comes to certain mobs. So let's go on over to a creative world, a flat world, and let's try doing something over there. So let's take advantage of the one true random mechanic in the game of Minecraft, and that is mob moving, or mob AI. Specifically, what I'm thinking is if we place a snow golem down, he will then make a piece of art for us. It's almost like we don't have to do any work at all. But then after he fills up a good chunk of it, we could take this random shape and maybe do a second one. We can get an X-axis and a Y-axis and a Z-axis. Maybe we do 3, who knows? And then we kind of make a weird shape based off of what we get. I don't know if this will work, but let's see what we can do here. Nope. You know what? It did not work how I was expecting. But we're gonna roll with the punches, take a little bit of creative liberty here, and see if we can turn something like this into something a little bit more beautiful and functional. And describes a little bit who I am, right? Like, yes, it's chaotic, it's crazy, but we're gonna make it super duper colorful too, which if you know anything about me, I love my concrete, I love my terracotta. Give me those colors, I'm just gonna eat them up. And here it is, in its full glory. I took both of those designs and I mushed them together. Now they're crossing each other, specifically in the middle. I didn't take any creative liberty yet. This is the exact design that those snow golems made. But I do think that places like this, for example, where there's this big hole in the wall over here and this small hole right here, I think I'm going to do something along these lines, just to kind of give me a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to take some creative liberty, but I think in the end, it's going to look beautiful. I'm hoping. But right now, what I got to do, shut off my brain, squint my eyes, and see if I can make anything off of this weird shape. If you would have asked me before this challenge if I think that this build would have turned out beautifully, I would have been on the fence. I would have probably told you, most likely not. It's going to be a blob of goob. But it looks beautiful. Look at this. And this is just the half of it. Okay, so this half, like I said, we went with a building, right? And we put some trees on top, and I think this looks super cool. There's a little bit of hint of detail here, like with the soup can on top. I think the server guys know whenever I log on, I say soup, because it's one letter away from sup. But I don't think people understand that, so they start listing off different kinds of soups, which I love. So anyway, I had to include that. But look at this building. It's so awesome. I threw in a whole lot of colors. Some purples, some yellows. We have the rainbow up on top there. I have a little bit of a rain cloud raining onto the greenhouse bit here, which goes into this water section, which I'm super, super excited about. And on this side, we have a little bit more of the greenhouse. And I even put in a tentacle. Look, it's a tentacle. It kind of looks all hologrammy because I used these panes on the side here. So it looks like it pops out a little bit, which is super sick. But I am in love with this building portion. It looks really cool. Kind of something out of like Encanto almost with how much colors we used here. But then on the other side, a whole new perspective here. We did the apple, like I was saying. It kind of turned out tomato-y. So, I mean, I'll let you take your pick. Is it an apple? Is it a tomato? Who knows? It's up to you. I really don't care. But we did do the wormy guys coming out of here. If you guys remember last season, we built this like candied apple build for Halloween. We did a really cool hot cocoa shop. And in that apple, we also had worms crawling out of it. It's funny because Mantis put it in there just out of like a whim. She thought she was like pranking me or joking with me. And I'm like, nope, those worms are here to stay. And now they're just part of the channel. So instead of, I think they're wearing Santa hats. Did I say Halloween earlier? I meant Christmas. So instead of Santa hats, now they have straw hats, which is super cool. And I love it. It just looks really sick. I mean, it's silly. Let's be honest. But I mean, if you had to put me into a shell and say, hey, this is who he is, I think silly would be justifiable. We even decorated the land around the apple a little bit. Did a little bit of a wheat field, a nice little dock, and a seating area here. Over here, we did like a muddy little lake area and have some cattails, which is super sick looking. I love all of this. I mean, to be completely honest with you, it is just a funny looking build. It's just a wonky guy, and I think that's beautiful. I am a wonky guy, so the outside of this build is just 100% a check for me. Good job. Now the interior is going to need a little bit of work. I fleshed out a little bit of a floor plan. I think there's going to be generally just open floor plans for the most part. So you walk in these doors, you have a kind of a split level here. You can go downstairs to the main floor here, downstairs to the main floor here, or you can go up the stairs to this floor, up the stairs again to this floor, and up the stairs to this little loft area. This floor is not going to be too big, but so I'm thinking about making it like a bedroom or something. But obviously, I think the key feature is the greenhouse itself. We're going to be putting a bunch of plants here. I love this waterfall here being provided by the rain cloud up above. It's beautiful. But we'll put some plants and stuff in here and make it look el beautiful. That's Spanish for beautiful, I think. But once again, a little bit of work, and this time I don't think I'm going to time-lapse it. Time-lapsing interiors is wonky, so we're just going to cut to it. Ugh! I done did cooked a little bit. Got me some pad thai, got me some noodles, got me some spaghetti, whatever you want to say. I cooked it all, baby. I'm not one to do a little bit of interior, but I think I killed it. All right? If the challenge was just interior work, I think I win. No need for anybody else to apply because I'm going to win this competition just from the interior alone. Probably not, but let's see. So as you walk in, I wanted to keep everything modernified down here on the bottom floor here. So we have this nice little foyer, a nice little elevated area. So you can come over here, take a look at this little seating area. You could also go this way, but I'll go that way in a minute. If you go down this way, just look at it. Look at the vibes. You got the waterfall coming from the ceiling, coming from the rain cloud up above. You got some bookshelves, nice little scenery, some greenery, some lamps, and you even got a little bit of a peek-see-doo on the pool, which I think is really cool. I wanted to feel very open because there are no windows on this side of the building because, unfortunately, on that side of the building there is a giant apple, and so it would look a little bit weird if we did put in some windows. So rather than do that and poking holes through that apple, I decided just to kind of make it feel like it's an open feel on this side of the building, on the internal side of the building. And that's one of the reasons why we have these elevated roofs, is to make it feel open and airy. So though this is not an outside pool, it does feel open if you're looking in this direction. Not so much in this direction. And then over here we have a kitchen, which is super sick. I did some fun things, made a double fridge, did a nice little oh crap, I forgot I was in creative. There we go. Let's not do that again. I made an island. I made, a nice little bar here, some kitchen stuff like a sink, maybe a washer machine, a dishwasher thing. Nothing too fancy in here, but honestly, it looks like what it is. It's a kitchen, right? And we have some stools. I think these stools are so cool. I want to use them a little bit more. They're simply just armor stands. They're armor stands sunk into this block here. They're sitting on a half slab, so they're able to be half tall here. And you can just go up here, sit at the bar, and say, hey, I want a lemonade. Give me a lemonade. And they'll come over. I mean, it's not a restaurant, but yeah. But yeah, then you go on this side, and we are in the greenhouse. And I wanted to keep it greenhouse vibes because it is, I mean, it's all glass, right? So you got to keep some greenhouse in the inside here. But no, I mean, it's nothing too special, but it's a greenhouse. It's like a Zen garden inside the house, right? So if you're relaxing and you're just hanging out, you're having a party, you want to walk through, have a little bit more outside-y feel, you can come here in the greenhouse and chill out, which is super cool. But that is not where this build ends, baby, because it is a very tall build. So we had to go up vertically. So we do have this staircase up here going to the second floor. You're greeted with some paintings, a little reading nook, but the piece of resistance, theater room, baby. You want to watch some movies? Come over here, watch some movies. We can watch 300 on the big screen, right? In IMAX. Ooh. It's not an IMAX movie theater, but you get what I'm saying. But it's a really nice, just calming. It is a little bit dark in the background there. I did put a light here, but I wanted to keep it nice and dull because that's what you do when you watch movies. You turn off the lights. So I think that turned out beautiful. Got some ominous picture frames. I think this is great. But if you keep on going, you go past the theater room. You have the office, baby. Once again, nothing incredibly special, but I'm thinking maybe a podcast chair. Look at this, a podcast couch. Ooh, should I put a camera here? Maybe later, maybe not now. But a nice place to relax, maybe eat some food if you're in your office. Or you can get on the computer and do some computer stuff. Yeah. I just think it looks really cozy in here, and I like the way it turned out. Added some paintings, some shrubbery, made it look nice and beauts. Which this floor, though it's not too incredibly big, once again you'll notice no windows because we are in the apple side, but you don't see the red because it's all hidden by the facade of the walls, which is kind of cool. But it still feels nice and cozy. But on the next level, I'm excited to show you because we have our trophy room. Okay, we're limited to what we can do with Minecraft items, so I just use Minecraft heads, but if you can imagine, that's a bowling trophy, that's a baseball trophy, this one is a field hockey trophy, a hot dog eating competition trophy, and this one right here, that's my favorite one. I did ballerina for a couple years. That's the trophy. I won second place. It's not the best. But yeah, so this is just, I don't know, a nice little scenic thing to get to where the bedrooms are. Now these 3 bedrooms, they're just going to be the guest bedrooms. They're not the main bedroom. That one's up there. I'll show you that in a minute. But if you go through here, once again, a nice little reading nook, a place where you can play some music if you want to. Look over the foyer. There's a nice scenic view. You can see down here, see the front doors, and you can just see a little bit. It's a good view. I like that. But you go into this hallway right here, which leads to 1, 2, 3 different rooms. Now, these rooms really aren't the biggest rooms, so I shoved a lot into each and every single one. Basics, you got a bed, you got some reading materials, you got a dresser, and maybe some places so that you can store some things. I don't know. It's nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but hey, it is a room for a guest. This one is a little bit of a longer room. Same thing though, same setup. Bed, storage, clothes. At the end of the hallway, a little bit smaller. Maybe a kid's room. I don't know. Bed, storage, clothes. I mean, it's kind of copy pasta at this point, but I mean, the size of the rooms made things a little bit difficult. So there's rooms for rent here, but then you have the master bedroom up this set of stairs here. Unfortunately, no doors on this one. It's more like a loft, but it's the biggest bedroom in the whole entire area. So that's what you get. You got to take and leave some things, right? Have a nice little bay window here. You can look out over the mushroom forest. Ideally, this would be in a better location and not this. This just looks Uggs McGugs. But that's a really cool feature for this room. Obviously, you got some beds, some storage stuff up here. Once again, bookshelves, some barrels for storage, nice little reading area here, and a place to keep your clothes. Right? Could you imagine living here? Ain't it beautiful? There's a lot of little details, but I'm not going to go over every single one. I hope you guys like that. But guys, there you have it. It is finished, and I am super happy to say I think it sums me up in just one simple build. Well, I don't want to say simple. It's definitely a confusing build, but it is energetic. It is colorful, it is crazy, it is chaotic, and that, my friends, is me. This building is Cranky Calamari personified. Or wait, not personified. Subjectified? No, wait. Wait a minute. I think I want to say objectified, but I don't think that's right. But this is me, guys, and I'm super happy that it is finally done. And I'm so sorry for giving you a little bit of a peek inside my brain. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and if you're excited, I'm trying to avoid it, but all the other builds are currently behind me. We're going to view them and rate them in the next episode. So I hope you guys are super excited about that. Everybody is phenomenal builders on this server. So it's going to be super fun to see what everybody else has in store. But I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode of the Obsidian Order. Peace.